My opponent's procedural argument should be seen as invalid because all rules and their enforcement should be judged upon a moral basis rather than a legal basis and toward differently in different situations. I have not committed murder nor stolen, as my opponent has alleged, but I have merely spoken for an extra couple of seconds. Therefore, enforcing this rule and stopping me from participating in this debate does in fact take away the educational value that this debate is trying to offer. My opponent argues that my plan is unclear. However, I argue that it is clear, as I stated in the last two speeches, that the United States federal government would heavily regulate internet pornography by utilizing an act such as the ICPA in order to censor internet traffic for the entire population under its jurisdiction. Just because my opponent is unable to see where I'm going with my plan and believes my plan is unclear does not constitute an argument as to why my plan is unclear. Also, my opponent presented no arguments against me saying that my plan would generate revenue and would create jobs, as it is inevitable that my plan would create jobs. My plan is also, as my opponent argues against, my plan is not the status quo because the government would employ filterers in order to censor all computers across the nation. Therefore, it is not as dangerous as the status quo, as the status quo corrupts the youth and damages the population and leads to delinquent behavior. This creates a state of anarchy and economic turmoil. This is clearly a strong link to keep in mind if the affirmative is not set in place today. Thank you very much for your time.